don't know much about, and only advanced or experienced digital marketer, in this particular term Facebook marketers, they look forward to, because if they understand how Facebook marketing works, they further want to optimize it, and that is something can never be done without the help of bidding, particularly in case of Facebook ads. Okay, so these are the list of topics that we will be covering: what is bid, type of bid, choosing the right bid strategy, target cost. I mean, these are the type of primary type of generally bidding strategy that we encounter with, and then Facebook ad auction, how it works, and ad relevance diagnostics. So a lot of people do not know the exact name of this. So this is just a replacement of relevance score. Earlier it used to be relevance score. Now Facebook has divided into three metrics, and now you can judge on the basis of three different metric how your how the quality of your ad is coming through. So let's start. So I'm not sure if you have seen all these five variation. I understand bid cost, cost cap, and target cost. These three you would find almost in every account, but I mean these four. But you will not find this ROS optimization. This is only present when your I mean, it's not present across account. It's generally present in those accounts which are old, or where you spend a decent amount of money. So, so these are the type of bids that that generally we get to choose which bid we would want to go with. And I think a bid is something I'll not define. We all understand what do you mean by bid. Bid is represent what you are willing to pay to achieve your desired result. So if you want something, you would place certain value to it. And let's say I want one conversion at a particular cost, I'll put that much of amount of money to Facebook, and in return, I would expect that conversion to happen. No, so what we thought, I know it would sound bit of theory, but we have to understand the perspective, because what I have found almost in every field of digital marketing, and this was just a part of it. If we do not understand the context, then we cannot do marketing. And marketing at the end of the day uh, depend on customer, depend on market which we are targeting, depend on a lot of factors. And if we are doing digital marketing, if we do not understand the perspective clear, then even the digital marketing will not work. So whenever we are doing bidding, okay, we have to understand few things beforehand, before just randomly blindly trying something out of testing. We have to understand audience. So yes, it depends, because a lot of time what we deal with various account, various industry verticals, and definitely their audience is different, and so will be your bidding. So if you think that you're, for instance, you're bidding 200 rupees per conversion for a particular account, if you think that 200 rupees per conversion may work for another account, another audience, no, it's not going to be like that. There are few things which we need to keep in mind while deciding the bid ad budget. Now, a lot of time, what happens if your bid, let's say, if your daily budget is 1,000 rupees, and if your daily budget is 10,000 rupees, that's going to change the bid response. Whatever bid you were trying to bid, it definitely depend on your ad budget as well. So we have to keep those things in mind. Ad bid, of course. So if you say that I mean, I'm covering this right away. So how do we decide an ad bid? So it's very much it would make sense if we do not do an hypothetical value here. So a lot of time, what I felt, even particularly for beginner marketers, what they'll do, they do not have any data. They'll just push. Let's say if they are going for lead generation, they'll put 10 rupees per lead or 20 rupees per lead. They do not have any data, or in particular cases, they'll just they have the data. They'll calculate the average price. Let's say it is coming out at 100. They'll still put 10 rupees, 15 rupees, 20 rupees. So you have to understand one thing very clearly. For that matter, any bidding, you have to have some logical workflow in your mind what kind of bidding you are putting into, because ultimately our aim is to get a cheaper conversion plus a certain volume. Both, I mean, I can understand these two can go hand in hand, and sometimes one get priority and another get a backseat, so depending on your daily target or monthly target. But somewhere you would want both, right? You would never want a situation where nothing happens, right? So if you're choosing a ridiculous amount of amount of bid, then that's never going to help. Ad objective. Now, being if you run the campaign, you would understand what I'm talking about. So if you look at cost per click for traffic objective or ad engagement objective, okay, uh, or conversion objective, right? Then you would understand what I'm talking about. So the cost per click, if I'm just giving an example here, the cost per click will vary. So let's say if I'm bidding on traffic, I'm bidding on a lower event of funnel, these landing page or even page view content, then the cost would differ, right? So your ad objective matter very much. If you are bidding through bottom of the funnel, then uh, definitely your bid is going to be higher. You cannot give the same bid whatever you were giving to to events which is away from the bottom of the funnel. So ad objective matters a lot. Ad placement, if you have been doing Facebook marketing for a while, you would understand have been doing that. They'll always go for Instagram feed stories. Now Instagram story is also very important placement. Facebook feed, these are the three feed generally they will choose, and they'll not choose the other placement. So essentially the demand of these feed is more, and if the demand or event the demand of these feed are more, then definitely the bidding for these particular placement is going to be higher. Now my market, that these are the 3 or 4 placement which you should target to. Of course it depends on data as well, so you have to consolidate your finding from the data. So what happens is, if you're going to bid on Facebook, always go for automatic placement, because since you're bidding, so Facebook knows that even if I'm getting couple of conversions from here and there, it's always going to benefit you. So never in my finding, in my insights, never go for particular placement when you're going for manual bidding. Remember this, guys. Even if your particular 3-4 placement are working, because since you're bidding, you're only paying only when Facebook think that you'll get a result. So give Facebook a leeway to spend the amount when you are bidding. Remember, when you are bidding, I'm not talking about automatic the lowest cost or highest value kind of thing, where anyways Facebook will spend all your money in a day. Ad quality. Now this is something has been a focus, particularly in last 2 to 3 years, because Facebook cost has significantly gone up. I'm not talking about these 1 or 2 months where, because of this COVID-19 situation, the cost is very, vintage kind of cost you are getting. But I'm talking about, let's say, till March, or till 20th of March, till 15th of March, the cost has gone significantly up. And Facebook also, even audience understand that if the quality is not good, they'll not engage or do desirable action that you would want. So when I talk about ad quality, of course you understand the ad copy, you understand the creatives over there, and the funnel. That goes without saying, when you are using any ad copy, any creative, it also has to acknowledge the phase of a customer, the phase of a buyer journey. If you're not doing that, you're losing great time on ad quality, because ultimately it's a mismatch for a particular customer. If the customer has already visited your site, they have done particular action, maybe add to cart and other stuff, and you are still throwing them the then it's not a good experience. In turn, he might for some discount, he might want to acknowledge you that yes, we have seen that what you're looking for, we have saved this card, we are giving a 10%. So you, in some way, you have to acknowledge that there's this particular customer or audience has been a part of this particular, stage in the buyer journey. Now, season is obvious. We all know, whosoever is a seasonal Facebook marketer here, that during the month of December, right? We understand, or even in the last quarter, so to say, for Facebook, October, November, December, the Facebook goes significantly high because this is a festive time, Christmas, Diwali, and a lot of big brands start, spending very, very high amount. Even all these small advertisers also want to achieve a particular target. So this is where, very high demand, and so significant thing, a lot of lot of insights or lot of discussion whenever we talk about industry is very, very specific. If your industry is different, I've seen a lot of people sharing the ROS. It could be 50, 100, crazy ROS, right? And for them, maybe they are doing good, but 50 ROS without industry benchmarking, without giving more detail, does not hold any value. Maybe a same ROS of 3 or 4 ROS can be very, very good in FMCG industry, right? So what I'm trying to say, industry is very specific. The metrics are very, very specific to a particular industry, even for a particular product within the same brand. Okay, so you have to be aware of industry. When I say industry, you have to be aware of product, you have to be aware of uh, the behavior of audience in that particular industry. So based on that, you would understand the bidding can vary. So maybe bidding in apparel industry could be different from bidding in health industry, right? So those kind of thing you have to keep in mind. So these are the couple of factors you have to understand before placing any bid. Now, so what we were thinking that so there are two platforms. I think it would be more than two platforms. So one is AdExpresso and other is WordStream. So what we thought, let's just show you some data. I know it's not a 2020 data; it's 2019 data by WordStream, and we'll show you a couple of images. There are four images. We just chose two to make you understood that a lot of time, people lose the perspective of industry, and that's what we wanted to show, that average click-through rate CTR vary from industry, even average CPC varies from industry. So there were a couple of more metrics which were given, but we just wanted to give you an idea that these metrics vary per industry. So definitely all those bidding ROS expectation will change. Now we can see here that the average CTR is coming 0.89. This is the 2019 data by WordStream. You can search, or even I'll share the blog link if somebody wants that. So you will search WordStream Facebook advertising cost. You will get this blog. Okay. Now you can see that the 1.02 CTR in beauty and fitness, and the highest one is 1.68, which is in pets and animals. Okay, so the CTR is varying across industry, and the lowest, I think this is 0.45, and 0.45 is in science. Okay, so similarly, if I'll talk about average CPC, the cost of CPC is maximum, that is 3.89, which will be finance. Finance seems to be very, very competitive industry here. And if I'll talk about the lowest CPC, 0.61, it would again go to pets and animals. So so if you guys have any question, please ask in the end. Just note it down, or put in the chat. We'll cover all the questions. Okay? So
18 minutes తర్వాత వాటిని ప్రాక్టికల్ గా చూపిస్తాం.
So I think someone is speaking. Please be on mute.
So అదే
now when do we want to control cost, right? So if we think logically, if I do not know the cost of my conversion or my lead or my any conversion event, or whatsoever I'm targeting, would make sense to control the cost? No, right? First I have to generate some data. So as per our SOPs that we follow in our agency, what we do, we have to generate some data. We at least generate at least 100 to 150 conversion or lead, minimum, that's the minimum data I'm talking about, depending on your cost per lead, or depending on the budget you're spending. At least I would want that budget to understand if you really want to control the cost. Okay, so initially, I'll not advise anyone to go for manual bidding, because even the Facebook Pixel does not have a data on what cost this conversion would come through. So initially, please do not go for bidding. You can go for lowest cost and generate some 150, 200 odd conversions or leads, and then you think based on average cost calculation that to what extent you want to put. Then you can try on testing bits. Okay, and when you test a bit, these are the three culprits that we that generally run after: to cost cap, bid cap, and target cost. Okay, so so these are the three these are the three factors which affect your bid. First, it is always said that whatever bid you are putting for a particular conversion based on your historical data of ad account, not hypothetically, putting here any value. This is the most important factor, of course, that whatever bid you are, bidding, it is the most important factor, but it is not always necessary, or most of the time necessary, that if you're putting a very high bid, you'll always get the desired result. Because if your ad quality is not really good, then it would affect your bid and estimated action rate. So if Facebook know that the based on your data, based on your account data, the estimated action, the conversion even that Facebook is calculating is not good in number, then also it will not start delivering your ad, or it will not deliver to that many it will not deliver that many impressions. So these three factors decide whether you will be a winner or not. Now I would want to discuss ad quality in detail. So there's a so I don't know if so this I have shared with a lot of time to my network. A lot of time they ask that how this ad quality matters, or how this ad relevance diagram. So Facebook, if you go to ad level, you will see these metrics: quality ranking, and engagement rate ranking, conversion rate ranking. So you can I'll share these two URLs in the chat box. You can note it down if you are not aware of this. So Facebook has clearly mentioned if it is below average, above average, what are the action or recommendation one needs to do. Make sure if of course, remember one thing, guys. Even Facebook has mentioned that if your ad is meeting your advertising objective, then maybe you can avoid taking action. Okay, if my conversion rate ranking is good and my conversion cost is coming in my target cost or target ROS, then you would still wait further to not make changes in your ad. But if your conversion cost or the desired conversion uh, event is not coming in your as per your as per your metric, then definitely refer this table and work accordingly. This is instead of learning these things, you just keep in mind that if you are uh, above average, so this I mean, if any of these going in red, you can, and provided your conversion cost is also getting affected, then only you take action, else you don't need to take action. It's just one of the way of Facebook telling you that your ad might not be working well, because this is not working, and the ultimate end objective is your conversion. So you have to see the cost of conversion. Then if it's not working, then you look into this. Remember these guys, because a lot of time what happens, if these these ad relevance diagnostics are not good, then, and even if the cost is good, they would fall in the trap, and they try to make some change and ultimately make things worse. So in my understanding, just keep a note of it, that as long as your conversion rate as long as your target cost is achievable, you may choose to ignore these. Okay, so we were, yeah. Now let's talk about the strategy here. So this is a image I found out from internet. It's really a good thing, because what happens is, if you, I mean, I'll also share that what Facebook says. So Facebook, Facebook interpreted these three costs in a way that you would feel like you would want all the three things. Okay, so you would want consistency, and they have, I think, getting. So there were three metrics Facebook has given, that for cost care you would want this thing, for bit care you want at I think for cost cap it's in highest volume. For bit cap you want low bid, maybe lesser conversion in your whatever metric, or in your cost metric. And target cost, if you want a very very consistent cost. So my understanding is, I've kept it very simple. I like the three words which is written there. For cost cap you are looking for consistency. Okay, so let's say my average bid is $25. Okay, so it would go around $25. Okay, profitability, so my let's say average conversion is coming $25. I want at $20, then I would go for bid cap. And trust me guys, a lot of people don't use bid cap at all. They always go for target cost, because they want highest volume, they want scaling. So whenever we talk about bid, it means scaling most of the time, right? But this is a very underutilized bidding capability, which a lot of people miss out. We will share the case study, small case study, to show you how it worked out for us, because this is theoretical gun, anyone can give you. We'll share you a couple of case studies how it worked for us practically for active ad accounts. Now target cost is always, we understand that, an ad set value, I mean at ad set level we need 50 conversions, right? So 50 conversion in a week, whenever we are just simply doing advertising. Also 50 conversion to, to exit a particular ad set from landing phase, and it essentially by default would optimize the cost further. Now 7 by 50, right? So we need roughly 7 conversion a day. So if I want to put a daily budget, then maybe 25 into 7, right? 175. And so I would ideally want to keep at least $200 or 200, if 25 dollar is the average conversion price for this particular let's say ad account or this particular case. I would keep at least $200 per day to get me to exit from learning phase. What I'm trying to say, if you are going for target cost, yes, you have to get at least 7 plus conversion cost of daily budget, or if lifetime budget, you can do calculation accordingly, and then you see how the cost is coming up, because target cost is generally for generating higher volume, but the cost would remain either 10% here and there. For bid cap you would want more profitability, which is again everyone wants a higher volume at higher, maximum profitability. So if you want to if you want to hedge between target cost and bid cap, I would suggest you go for, I mean, you can try both these bidding strategy, and I'll show you how it turn out. Depending on your objective, if you are okay to increase your cost per conversion but you want a very very high volume, then you may would want to choose target cost, because your end objective is volume. But if you somewhere want a decent volume at a very or at maximum profitability, you would want bid cap. Cost cap is something in my cases has not worked much. In my when I say me and Santosh, we've tried a lot of time these bidding costs. Bid cap has survived for maximum time. Okay, so before this, let me show you one more link here. So strategic guide that so they have they have given some guidelines that what are the available objective for the particular bid strategies, when to use, benefits and consideration. So this again, these two links I'll share. It's pretty much theoretical. Ultimately, you have to test by yourself. Even ROS, ROS bidding, they have covered highest value. They have covered almost every possible bidding which they have given across, across ad account. I'll not get into these details because these can be very, very subjective, depend on your business objective. So before just reading it out, I'll share it to you. If you have any doubt, you can always, reach out to me. Let me share you a few case studies now. So this is our first case study. So we are working for a very, I would say very good brand, which is into coffee. It's a FMCG brand, and we started testing manual bidding for this particular brand, and we used minimum bid cap. So we have tried a couple of bidding already, but we used minimum bid cap, and we found out that in this particular case, minimum at bid cap was the winner. We used one ad set. We did not use CPO, and we bid for purchase event. So this is the this is the screenshot I've taken today only. You can see the campaign is still active. I have bid for 400 bid. The bid cap is 400, right? And see my average cost. Isn't it brilliant? And trust me, guys, when I'm bidding 400 rupees, now 400 rupees is my average cost per purchase. Okay, and still I'm able to, and you can see 379 purchases. Even a lot of people talk about frequency, right? So you can see the frequency is still not low. I mean, I can easily say it's more than 2, right? And amount is spent on a single ad set campaign, more than 72. It's a very high budget client. We spend roughly 40 to 45,000 on daily basis. It's just a result of only one campaign. We use BidCap, and we bid 400 rupees, and you can see the cost 187. It's a brilliant. So we found out for this particular account, BidCap was a clear winner for us. Now case study 2. This is a case of one of our client, Hyperlocal app, and so we tested with cost cap versus bid cap, and the conversion event here was obviously app install. Now you can see, so we initially tested for these two, cost cap and bid cap. Now what happened was we found out that our cost cap was slightly higher, and in our case the clear winner was bid cap. Now you can see the frequency here. I really want to show you the frequency, because a lot of time people have this myth that if you have higher frequency it will not perform. See, depend on case to case. Never ever assume anything in Facebook. You can see the frequency. If anyone with the normal mathematical skill, you can see that it's more than 3, right? And still my average cost is 4.73, which is very good for mobile cap. And you can even see the month. I'm not selected May for these last 10. I've just selected the last month. Okay, and you can see the campaign active. Okay, so these are our existing client, and in this case again the clear winner was bid cap. So we have tested between cost cap and bid cap, and our cost per install was coming way better in bid cap. Okay, now let's move to case study 3. So the idea was, we just didn't want to show you only this purchase conversion for bidding. We wanted to tell you that we have tested bidding for, whenever we think we can test it, we are doing that. Even for page like, which I understand that most of the Facebook marketer think that yes, Facebook page like is nothing. Yes, of course it's nothing in terms of getting page like. But what happens sometimes for branding, brand does need a particular standing, so they still run for page like campaign. And since we were running for page like campaign, whenever we can save them client money, we will go for it, right? So see the result. You spend 10,000 for page like campaign. Remember, guys, brand is still spend good amount of money for page like campaign. Now, so we we have put a bid cap here. So we have tested even cost cap, bid cap. You can see 1.35 rupees per page like 1.5, and this client was in a B2B education sector. Cost cap 1.25. Okay, now you have to understand here, interestingly, I mean, you can see the average cost 1.96, right? Now my average cost is 1.96, and my bid cap, you can see, I got a decent number of like, right, 538 481 from bid cap. So the idea is I'm getting a decent volume or traction from bid cap at a pretty lesser price compared to average cost. This is average cost, right? This is average cost per page like. We spent 10,000, which is very, very decent amount when it comes to page like campaign. Now, the interesting part which you guys need to focus upon, the cost cap. I have, done a bidding of 1.25. We were testing, we were kept on increasing the bid if it's not working. And we got 16 page like and 1.25, cost. Now, someone could argue that, Tarun, it's lesser than this 1.27 or 1.48. See, the issue was it was not delivering. When it is not delivering, it's just giving a minuscule amount of page like, then I would reject that. So remember, guys, in marketing or in Facebook marketing and whatever, when it comes to metrics, when it comes to taking decision based on data, you have to be very, very specific in what you want to do. If I want a substantial volume, even if I am getting a, here and there one or two conversion, I'll not be going for that. I need a order or app per install or page like coming from that strategy. Because if I'm getting one or two conversion or page like from that strategy, it's not useful for me, right? So that's the reason we disable this campaign, and we are keeping this campaign live. So these two campaign, it's really, really working for us. One interesting thing I would want to point out, you can see this, that we have kept a budget of 201 daily, and we have kept it 2000. So now there is a reason behind it. What we do, we understand that Facebook will not be able to spend everything on a day. So we sometimes give a higher amount, considerable higher amount, even if more than the permissible limit, just to see if Facebook can still be able to give us more conversion. This is a testing you need to keep in mind. It does not always work, and whenever you are doing this, you have to monitor it very closely, because sometimes it can end up spending a huge amount. So beware, if you are putting a good amount on a, even if you are putting a less bid but a higher amount, you have to keep this thing. You have to monitor every 15-20 minutes to test it. Once you are through that, yes, it's spending maybe 200 rupees per day out of 2000, you are already aware that yes, I'm okay, and of course you should get result in your permissible limit. Now case study 4. So again, education sector, B2B, cost control versus target cost. So this is where we also wanted to test cost control versus target cost and bid for lead generation. So here we were bid for lead generation. So we are trying to show you every kind of conversion that we have used bidding for. Now you can see, so this is, yes. So in this we have used target cost. Our target cost was 98, and then we got cost at 83 rupees or 80, yeah, 83 rupees roughly, and we have put a target cost of 98 rupees. In this we have got a this we have disabled, but in all the cases we have tried cost control also, not cost cap also. But in this particular case we have used cost cap. You could see 189 rupees, 210 rupees. So we just disable these bidding, and we found out that our target cost was really working in this particular case. Remember this thing also, we were giving them a good budget. I'm not sure if a lot of people knows it, because we do not. I don't know. I mean, I'm just. A lot of people would not know that for lead generation, there is only a 1 day window. So, for instance, if you are doing a 1 day conversion window, so if we are doing, cost per purchase campaign, then we have a 7 days or 1 day click view, all those kind of windows, right? But in this particular, it's only one day window. Now, one day means if I want to exit from, you know, if I want to exit from learning phase, we generally need more than 50 leads per day. Okay. So we gave a very high amount of budget, and we kept our target cost a bit, restricting to closer to our average cost. So we were able to generate a decent amount of leads on that particular day. Other day, if the cost is increasing, we will put, we'll put it off. So the idea is to squeeze the Facebook, bidding as much as possible, and come out, maybe by come out to reduce the price by at least 10%, 20%, whenever is possible. Use these bids. Now, so the major question is, when should we use bidding? So I just added this in the last, that I should at least tell you where should we use the, these bidding. See, you should have enough data. If you think, in all my account, in app install, we have generated more than 50,000 plus install. If you want to have an idea of, numbers there. For FMCG, we have, I think we have spent more than 1.5 to 2 CR in that account. Okay. For even B2B lead generation, we have generated more than 5,000 leads for this education sector client. Okay. So, and for even page like, we have, I think it's standing on more than 15K page like as of now, because they want certain, certain validation from page like as well on Facebook page. So the idea is, if you have a very good data, then you, most of the time, you would be able to succeed in bidding. Having said that, or it goes without saying, your ad copy and ad creative should be sorted, right? If your ad copy is bad, if your creative is not engaging, or you're not getting a good engagement ranking on that, and still you are putting manual bidding or using this strategy, uh, there's a very high probability that you may not be able to get successful in this bidding auction. Okay. Now, regular monitoring, it's very important. Why? I'll tell you. Now, you would think that the regular monitoring I'm saying only for higher budget. No, regular monitoring I'm going to say even for a smaller budget. uh, Yesterday I ran one campaign. I did not take the screenshot, but I'll just tell you what happened. So for this app install campaign, what I did, my average cost is coming around 3 rupees per app install in this COVID-19 phase. It's very, very crazy cost coming from for hyperlocal app, that too. And it's a non-Hindi app, so it's a very limited audience, but still we are able to get those crazy costs. So the idea was, we just put a bid of 4.5 rupees across target cost, bid cap, and cost cap. I ran it for a day, and you will not believe, the only the bid cap uh, campaign was able to deliver a bid, even 300 impression. For that, we kept a budget of 300 rupees for just for testing for today presentation, but I could not get much data, so I'm not showing. But only the bid cap one was delivering much, and we got one install at 4 rupees, which is still fine. So what I'm trying to tell you, bidcap is a bidding strategy where you can still get good number of conversion if your product is good, if your ad account ad account have enough data, if you're using good ad copy and good ad creative, then a bidcap is a way to go. If you have if you want a higher volume and keeping all these things constant, then you can use target cost cap. Is something in all the 4 or 5 cases that I've just showed you. For me, cost cap has not worked, but generally for cost cap, people when you're starting, a lot of time people suggest that, okay, that you don't want to push more than, let's say, your tentative target cost of 200 rupees, and you do not have much data. So what you can do, you can put a cost cap of 225. So for any bidding, it will try that it should not go beyond 225. So maybe you can use cost cap in initial phase of data generation. And then when you go ballistic, you should always go for cost bidding for less cost per conversion. I've already showed you, I generated around, I think 200, 300 conversion in first account, e-commerce account. But if you want a very high volume of target cost, then, you know, you can use target. But remember one thing, when you use a high budget on target cost, your audience saturation is very, very critical. You have to look at your audience saturation. And if your audience saturation is happening very fast, then you have to maybe refresh the creative, and maybe every third, fourth day, depending on your budget, depending on your audience size, you have to refresh it with new ad copies, with new creatives. And then I'm pretty sure whatever I've shared you, if you are even if you're a bit experienced in Facebook marketing, should at least improve your costing by 20 to 30%, provided you have some data in your ad account. So that's it, guys. I think I'm done. I will take questions now.